Okay, let's get. Hello everyone, welcome to Sergeant's channel again. And now today we are going to make Call of Dragons guide for heroes. So let's get started. The first video in explaining in the series was about the basics of the game. Today we are going to move a little advanced to the heroes. Everyone understand that there are three things that are basic, which is what we are going to explain by heroes. And the basics of gameplay, like how to use, what is the best use of gems, what is the best use of your resources, what is the best focus fighting policies, finishes, so today we are going to make our explanation about in general are split into 6 types of categories. One of them marksman, archer, and overall, and you have the gathering type, also overall, but specifically what is the best artifacts and using that match each year? Well, artifacts will be another topic about heroes. Heroes in general are 2 types: PvP and peacekeeping. Peacekeeping in general is about forms, game events if you played them, like behemoths, and events like legions from each type. These are all peacekeeping. Aside from them is PvP. This, for example, they are still going to try to open it. But if an alliance already owned it, it now become PvP. So make sure you understand what is the use of your own artifacts and heals, so you can achieve better results. This fire for here. PvE. You're going to open it, all that PvE. What about this fire? PvP. It means if you are using any artifact, any hero that doesn't match this, you are going to lose its effects. For example, artifacts split into many types. You have one that match your heroes, that can get boosts from your game. Artifacts here. PvP. Gives you attack stats, but it's basically about the unit itself, the type of unit. And you have PvE. PvE peacekeeping, damage taken. That means Darklings and all these types will get lower damage from you. No. You will get low damage from them. What about taking low damage from you? These are the effects of the Darklings. Like here, for example. Let's go to this, for example. Vision buffs. Skill damage upon you. That will get reduced. Because of this, it will get reduced. Stat buffs. So make sure you understand why everything works, and you will see them in more detail here. The negative here is effect, and the negative here is also effect. Scheming damage taken 30%. So you must understand why these effects exist. You have also the abilities of heroes. To understand why they are used that way. Okay. 50% once again when you use now 50% of concentration. Losses 300 now become 150. This skill will activate. Attacking not only that, Rush is weak, 20%. That means the attack reduced, which is the ability. Speed reduction. Now it becomes 40% speed reduction. Making the enemy far slower. What is this stuff? What about PvE? Darklings. We will see peacekeeping damage on them. They will give specific boost troops against Darklings, against Nemesis, against other types. To satisfy our peacekeeping. While PvP, we focus on all its stats to give you stat boost and specific peacekeeping. Or the production that's specifically on the skill. There's a combination. Attack, cover, but skill. Both skill is normal, means all types of attack will be related to it. That is PvP and PvE. About heal. So all these types related to it. What about Rally? Rally is a special case, like gathering, like the others is special case. It means there is a specific buff you get as long as you are making a rally by it. This normal. this is a special case. You get buff when you are attacking a city. All time buff. As long as what you are attacking city. So passes like I mentioned before. Goes on releases. This buff. What about Garrison? It is the exact opposite. You will get buff. You are protecting the place. So you're not attacking that place assaulting it, no, you are protecting it. So you are protecting it. Okay, this buff. Peacekeeping. Now this is get service. Now please right. We're now understanding some of them. Of the gathering. The best thing they can afford you. This their talents. As you wish, but as long as you are finishing the gathering tweet. Because that is the most important factor on them. Is this good? Actually, yes. And talents we are going to move so, but in basics, why is your used in general? Magic. Like how I explain it in units, use also meaning. These heroes will only use magic attacks and be used in magic defense. And will be used in magic buffs, and won't use their buffs when they are in physical march type. Magic. What about this? What is the difference? It's just also magic buff. Use the skills and the buffs, that match your hero. All these are defense, but look here, using magical. If I used physical magical, mental magical, all these times will affect better. What about if I apply this? This will use the magic. This will use the magic. But this will also use the magic. While this will use this will be very nice. All this will be simply not a skill damage, a skill buff, skill, shield, use, but what about this? This will be useless. So in general, when you are using bits or pets, and I will make explanation about them, you are matching the hero right with them. What is the best use, what is the best effect to each type, that will be another video. But in general, weapons must be used according to their properties and their types. I have a hero here that can be used as well. What about this? I have healing. And healing is good. Defense is good. Healing another to make it much better. Shield, also general. So all these terms are general. But they can be used in good care and are dealing with this enemy. Then here, critical weight. Normal legion attack critical weight. But there is one physical. That means I can't use this effect when I'm dealing with magic heal. Let's use Amazon in my other account. must be matching your hero, whether it is magic or actually physical, infantry, physical, even at your overall. If you are going to use one overall hero, like some people use Seiya. Seiya can be used in the two types, magic and physical. You are going to use it, make sure and make your mouse according, because overall is specialized, not always right. But Seiya and special means must be working with it. So the artifact must be also specialized. You are using magic. You are using overall leadership. You can use it with all types. Overall is good. But also bad if you have a special hero that excite and that specific mouse, that specific belt of you or user. Because you have many heroes, you have many. This example, each type. This is wrong. This can be white. This is white. This is white. But this can be wrong white. It is general. Yes, it can be applied in both. But look at here. Now I'm using this magic. So this explains well why magic won't be applied here, like in the first video of this series. But if I used any other type, it will work. Any other type, any other type. Why? Physical. It will work, but it won't be right. The skill will be active, but won't be right. You mouse according to your build, so make sure your heroes are built right. What is the best mechanics between each one? What can they afford if they work together? And this is exactly what we are going to start now to explain after this. Gathering heroes. Make sure you have your artifacts on them well. Some of them don't be used, some of them are less to be cared about, but in general you will be much more glad that you have in your early stage a good artifacts in your gathering heroes, because that will boost your capabilities at gathering, at farming. For example, at instant I can gain this emergency gathering, so I can farm a little and help myself to train extra unit. Peacekeeping, PvP, overall, all attributes, cavalry. So make sure when you build your hero, you must use the right artifact, because the artifact alone is 50% of your army effectiveness. So make sure you are choosing well the artifact according to the type you are using. Because for example, I can make this all rounder. What? Legion defense, Legion defense, defense. I'm using infantry, making me much more tankier. It's what this specific march exile at, making me much better at dealing with my enemy. And tank 2, tank 3, as you see, all the tank building. Why is it good? Why is it bad? That's up to you. And the build of talents I am going to explain now. But for sure, you must understand why the hero works this way. And that is what I am explaining now. So now we understood and got the idea of why the heroes build this way. You have magic build, you have overall, you have that each type works according to its use. Maximum, like how I explained before, how they are used. Medium range, and you have cavalry, which is any range. And why the build is right and why the build is wrong is up to you, but at the end of the day, I'm going to explain how they work. Heroes split into rarity type, specific rarity type. Legendary, epic, elite. Now let's go to legendary. Fenter. Fenter used for 6 seconds. Neka, for example. It lowers the enemy health by 30%. Damage factor 1500. Is it good? It is good. Peacekeeping type. Heal to up to 30% damage. Infantry gains 40% attack, 60% martial speed, which is good because it is one of the slow units. Cavalry is the fastest. So let's say you are attacking your worst enemy, which is magic unit. Then this will be your best cure to it. Hero skill damage 10%, counter attack 20%, which make it best for two cases: rally and at PvP fights. As counter attack is benefices all. Peacekeeping is what Exile add, which is also good because 30% damage is a strong buff. So for offense attack, this is very strong, and it can match with another hero. Let's make it epic. Okay. Now let's go to the 2. Okay, what Exile is that? Garrison. Protecting is what Exile is at. 50% attack reduction. Healing received 50%. 10% attack reduction. 25% in general. Perfect group. 10%, 10%. 1% on wounds. Now let's go to the bleeding. 20% attack every 3 seconds. It's 50. That means every time you will deal damage of 700 and much more, like 700, 800 damage. That is your average cycle in every 5 seconds. 800 to 900. That is your average damage effect on your enemy, which is pretty strong. So don't underestimate Bakal. Make sure you understand your heroes well. So this is a strong build alone in itself. If you are infantry type, this is your best offense build at the start of season 1. What about tanking? The best one at tanking. You must mention all the heroes that can work together in it. At season 1, This is the least tanky, also it gives you good effects. But counter attack and all that is offense type. We need tank, and this also tank and shield. Why? Attack reduction, defense, both make you tankier. What is the meaning of tank? It means you are the most one who will receive hits as usual, and it is the least effective on you. All the hits will be on you, and it won't matter much because your job is protecting everyone around you. It is support type, but the best because you are at the front line, making it safe for all the assault type of your allies in the background safe, or yourself because you are also having magic, you have archery, you have cavalry. All these are assault type. You are tanking them, you are protecting them, you are helping them out. How? By this front line infantry. Peacekeeping. But here, from the start, you are having 200 shield. No, or not only 200 shield, but also it can be upgraded to 500. Not 100 damage from them, but also 200. What is the best use of it? Garrison. Because you can make 400 damage. 400 damage on your enemy. Can you use it in rally? Yes, you can. Because that means also 400 damage if you are using a mixed rally. Which is something won't be recommended to use the game until a very late time. Because you have overall boss. All legions under his command will gain all these buffs, which is ridiculously strong. A very recommended hero when you are doing a rally build. Trust me, all these rallies, despite the fact they match together very well, synergy, but this one will be the most used in all these, much far better than any other build. Because let's see here, 15% and 10% HP buff. First skill, 30% HP buff. Case close is the best to use. Physical target defense, 15%. Target, not you. Target. Any type of target. Let's say you are magic enemy and I am attacking you. Your physical damage, which is your debuff, got much more lower. Means double attack. Because now I reduced to 50%. Which is also your worst stat because you are magic type. Meaning your best thing exile at is defense is your magic, not your physical. So this means more attack on you from the physical side, which is your worst thing. Defense. When he is the leader, 25%. When he's the second, your second is 130. 40% normal attack. So in both cases, if you are using him as main or you are using him as the second, you are going to get very strong buffs. Legion capacity. Not the best thing, but it is good for a starter. Because if you are a rally builder, it means you must have the most stats. It's logical to have more units. Counter attack, critical weight, increase. Critical weight and attack weight. That doesn't mean anything related to magic or physical. In general, this is used in magic rally. It will help. Cavalry rally, it will help. Defender value, it will hit. Archer value, maximum, it will work. So in all cases, it is good. No quarter. Measure skill. And this is buff, means it works as long as it is recharged. What is the difference between buff skill and attack skill, healing skill, shield skill? The difference is simple. Shield and healing. Once your troop is near the target, it will be affected and will be healed. For example, let's create multi-value.
Come in.
Cavalry assault.
I hear the call.
What are the sparrows? None can defeat nature.
Let's start with this.
Don't step on the grass. Let nature take its course. Life must be revered.
Now let's go.
Follow me.
All time, it will recharge.
I have high hopes for I feel your true intentions.
I have foreseen the fall of Shamari.
I've got all time to attack. No matter what, the damage will also done. It's a gloom. All these four means of box and the box you are using. Shelter means tanking. Resistance, tanking. Slow, focus, boost, slow, shelter. All these four you are using now is the steps end of the box. We are getting the young is a march. He's doing a bit. Healing works in general. This is buffing. This is buffing. Shield works in general. But what is the best stat to use?
Greetings.
Them and let us check
Turning back
what is the
occasionally
change will happen
will not change the
using another
flow
unit.
of fate.
Or shield. Or heal. It's still working. Physical. Oh, let's go magic. Does it work? It's still working. That is because goat is a buffer type. Someone who gives you buffs. So in general, their skill is overall, but they specialize also in something. They can specialize. So you must understand why. So shield will work also the same way. Physical, but that doesn't mean it won't be used. It can be used. If you are using it in a red, Madin if it was in a red, and you have magic unit, it would still work. If it was bleeding, but there is archer in the valley, it will work. Physical attack increase, also granted shields. Physical attack is what Exile is at, so that means it will be useless as a buff for your legion if you are using magic, but that shield will work 4 seconds. Which explains a lot why some players don't understand how it works. Gauge, buffer type, it will work all time. But here is what they buff: 50% damage, physical, attack reduction. That will work in all times, but this won't work all times. If you're using the mages, that 50% deleted from the equation. So make sure when you are building your hero, you understand why and which is the one to be used. In my 2 accounts, Ilyana, best thing to work at if you are in build up, till you found and find your best match. Because if you found your best match and you still think about second choice, Ilyana always second choice you go for. Not only that, Garrison 400 attack in both types. It means it won't be ineffective because you have magic in your city. To work. It won't be effective because you have physical attack type like Archer. It will work and will give you the 200 skill damage. And if you are making like the order base, you have 2 types of magic and you have 3 types of physical, which means these 2 types will give you magic attack of 200, but these 3 will give you the physical attack of 200. That means 200 in magic in favor of 2 to 3 to physical, and that because of this phase. What about the other 2 phases? The flying unit is physical type. That means 4 to 1 magic type, which making you think carefully about what is the best to use. You have to think carefully and with ease why you are using this type of unit. Think carefully about it again and again, because at the end of the day, you are the one who will pay your price at all these buildings. Now let's get again to the build. Inventory. Let's say I make Saya. Saya will give you all the buffs in general, but listen carefully. Attack buffs on that of flying gun. So if you are using infantry and a flying hero, it will be the worst thing to build, because at the end of the day, it won't give you its ability. At the end of the day, you will lose big buffs because flying guns. While Ilyana, ground, what gives you better buffs, better deal? Story. Ground. What about Endless? It can be used, but is it going to be the best to use? Actually no. Gathering. You want to enjoy its buffs in battle. Kayla can give you good tank, but also speed, engineering, not useful. Even as a startup, it won't be useful. So your best bet: Garrod, Nekan, Skogan, Bakar, Ilyana, Medline, Bosk, Gosh. Bosk works in valleys, but his first buff doesn't mean he is all-time value. It can also be Garrison. because it doesn't require be in garrison or valley. It will work always. Always. 15% when he is valley. That is the only debuff. The other debuff, if he is garrison or valley, can be this, but it won't matter much because you have overkill power buff here alone. And you have very good buff for heal too. What about heal? You have this all time. Gains a buff effect, which is heal. The critical rate and defense walk. So in all cases, this is your best bet in the game, which is something you can find in Garrison and Red. Gauche, on the other hand, gives you the attack, damage reduction, defense boost, auto attack, damage buff. With this, there is a good synergy. Stronghold, besieging, attacking, 20%. Attack reduction. This is stacking up. It buff all the buffs you are using already. So it is very useful if you are even infantry. What about Madine? Shield, buff. So in all cases, from all this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 heals is your entire and the total build you can make from season 1 to season 2 plus. This is your entire collection to build. What about magic? Let's go to magic. Magic had special case because it means very limited resources. Why? In Rally, one of the weakest threats, magic can never ever be supplied with any unit except a magic type. So you have 2 units to use, the flying and the guard. The guard magic, the special unit of each type doesn't require ground magic, but requires one type, which is flying unit. Flying unit, Celestials. The only supplier aside from them. So you are having 2 types of units to supply. 1, the general ground unit. 2, the special flying unit. Now, how many players using that one type? Now we have Celestial, Elven race, the other race, Leaf Tree. So that means from all types, it will be the lowest favor one when you are fighting your first round, because supplying it will be the most difficult part. So use it at the start, but never ever rely on it. Magic building hero for rally will be the most difficult one, because you want something to survive all time. Which is why Toss is a must to rely on if you are making a rally build, because you want HV, because you want your hospital to be less used for that, so you can supply it as much as possible. Unlike physical, you have cavalry, you have archer, you have infantry. These 3 along 2 special units, the flying cavalry, which is an elven race, and the archery, which is the wyvern at the orcish race. So we have 5 types to rely on, while in magic only 2. From 2 to 5 supplying is crazy big wave. here. So host is a good investment if you are using rally build. If you are not a rally type, but you are wanting to be a rally type, if you are good saving at the first season, you can gain him from the wheel, which is something I recommend. Spending gems in the wheel will be the best investment you can ever get. 4 heroes at every season. So at the start of every season, make sure you have good amount of gems to spend on this if you want to make specific build. At the end of the day, for even fun to play, it is good event for all aspects, because you can have a chance without fitting in the strongest load to get a very critical hero for your build. All players can be magic, can be archer, can be full, all round are for whales specifically, because they can max all the heroes and they can gain all the buffs, all the traits, all the self-hunt. At the end of the day, they can train as much as possible, especially in a game where you have no death. What do you mean by you have no death? You don't die because you maxed the capacity here. You don't die at all. You still on, you can fight. The only death here is when you are breaking into garrison or you are fighting against city, which is the most thing makes the game fun. So in general, hero build at magic. Rely on all the abilities you can give here. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inventory 7. Magic 10. Now let's return to inventory to understand carefully what is the use of it. I say the assault when I mentioned it, but I didn't mention the healing and shielding, because it's also an existing magic. So let's understand why they are used. Healing, the best thing to use when you are fighting in PvP battle. No. PvE battle. Why peacekeeping require healing while in PvP it is bad? Healing means more units to the hospital because the fight itself relies on bleeding you out. So you are feeding your enemy your death to your kills, your wounded units, give you very bad trade because you are healing too much. Even if it means more units, means more health, means more fighting, but at the end of the day, it is very bad because it means also more people in the hospital. So it is not recommended for a long-term war, because if you are relying on infantry, Garwood will be the worst PvP fighting. What about Garrison? Ironically, it is in the middle because you have 20% reduction, but healing means more dead units. So it is not severely wounded, it will be dead. They will recover automatically after returning to the city. Twenty buff in defense. Healing received 30. Defense is good, healing is good, it matching him, but at the end of the day, it is very bad for PvP and Garrison, because at the end of the day, this healing will be very bad, but it works on one type of unit: infantry, defense, healing, and general. means only 20% defense at infantry, while if you are having 4 types of units, it means they want to get to that defense. It means they will die out faster. Very, very bad trade. For defense, your city, defending your city will be the worst deal. This affects all your units except magic. But here's the catch. For 5 seconds when healed. If you have enemy with a silence artifact, it won't work. But physical damage, it will be boosted, which is excellent. Very, very excellent. From 1200 to 1400. And the debuff of damage reduction on your enemy will be working fine for 6 seconds, which is better because that means the entire cycle of fighting, this will mean it will be permanent, unlike 4 seconds. Every round of the battle is 0.7 seconds, which is why it is recommended to make sure you are in the full range. Because that means every 4.9 seconds to 5.2 seconds, which is the time between clashing the normal unit to your unit. Because at the end of the day, infantry must attack also or clash in melee combat, so they can start making the rage cycle. Normal attack they will receive on of the enemy, but counter attack buff the normal attack, making them much rage cycle. So at the end of the day, 6 seconds makes it permanent. From the first round of game, you will start to receive this debuff all the time, which is good. 1400 more dead unit at your city, more dead unit at your PvP fighting. No, severely worded, not lightning worded. So for PvE, this is the best. For PvP, or garrison, rally build, it will be the worst. Mecha, rally build, perfect, 30 HP reduction in all the enemy units. Means if you are attacking with it in infantry build, you are making more dead in your enemy side, which is very, very decent thing to do, because at all times you want the enemy to lose their units and never ever be able to restore it. So HP reduction is very, very recommended when you are fighting the enemy. It gives you also good trade, because less HP in the enemy side, more hospital in their side, and less in yours. So it gives you very, very good trade. Is it good for PvP? Yes. Is it good for PvE? Also yes. Can you fight with it a behemoth? Answer is no. Why? It's better Garwood, Ilyana than Neca, and I will explain in few seconds. Neca, not tanky. It is assault type. Garwood, tank type. Peacekeeping type. Ilyana, peacekeeping type. Gives you the attack buff less than 5% from Neca, but also gives you normal attack reduction, defense reduction, both defense boost to your fight shelter. What about Neca? Assault type, attack speed, skill damage, and counter attack damage. While here you have defense. Defense is good stat for this. Healing rely in general on HP buffs and healing buffs. So that means the more HP stat you have, the more healing will be effective, because healing is a skill that rely on your HP stat plus healing plus defense. Defense reduces the number of the dead units, reduces the number of attacked units, supplying you effectively, but not in indirect way. It will be indirect, not direct. It will be indirect. Why is this? Will give you the good buff. Attack reduction, normal attack reduction, will be very useful at tanking, because that means your units will be healed and will receive less damage than the expected, because now you are much more capacity. Let's say the first round was 200 against 200. After healing, if it was down to 195, this skill will make it again 199. For example, you just got severely wounded 1000 units as the first cycle of attack, and you healed 4000. Those 4000 will be attack reduction from your hero skill. HB buffs make them less bleedable, unlike the first round. So the first round you will get all the bleed, but you are now having less bleeding because the effective skill will make them 199. What about your enemy? If your enemy reduced in the same stat aspect, it reduced to 195 from 200 to 195. If they don't have healing, they will attack you much weaker now, because the entire stat build rely on the troop capacity. If it is infantry versus infantry, 200 in capacity, this become 199, this become 195, and now have attack reduction along the attack reduction of the capacity, making it far harder to reduce Garo troop to 195 again in the second round, the second cycle, than it was before. So this is something you must rely on. Healing is very bad because you will increase your troop dead, but with the right build at every hero, you will gain the right trait. Let's get here. I gain attack. What if I use the Z? I gain shield. Shield is better. Attack also better because he reduces the hero skill damage taken by 8%. The most important factor at healing is the fact you are gaining less skill damage, because the stat build will be increasing all the time because of healing. So you must rely on the fact you are getting less attack from the damage skills, because damage skill is, if the normal attack was 1000 in every cycle, skill damage is 10,000 alone. Skill damage rely on multiple factors. Number 1, normal attack damage. Number 2, counter attack damage. Number 3, the attack buffs. For example, you gain, the attack reduction of the enemy, skill attack reduction, or defense penetration. What is defense penetration? Critical rate also added, skill damage, defense reduction or penetration. Defense reduction, normal attack, physical attack. What about him? Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's return to here. Usually speed advance that increases the skill damage effect. Defense penetration. This becomes amplified with skill damage. need to see what happens. This animation. Critical hit. Critical damage. Critical hit and critical damage. Buff your skill damage actually. But here is the effect. Difference is skill damage. What is the difference between skill damage and skill? Normal skill, legion attack, normal skill damage. Skill damage. Let's say if I am making with this 5% attack, 5% attack. I'll make it simple by doing this. I'm having it all round. Defense, defense. If I am using healing, this won't be effective. Indirectly, but not effective in this healing skill. The damage is peacekeeping. Want to walk right. Now let's go here. Magic. I have 700 magic. Skill. This and this. No capacity works in all the stats. Big thing to care about. But here also the stat of each attack. If you skill damage, cut it in half. That's a lot here. So let's say 700. 700 multiplied on this minus divided and half. 700 is here. I have when I bought 6 plus 22. Divide that by 2. This is the percentage the skill damage will do as a buff. This is the stat of effectiveness of normal attack. What about you? Your skill damage. This is different from this. This is a solid 15. This is 5% of damage. But also 10% of normal agent. This 0% buffing at step 2. Means if you have at any time, this buff won't work except on the skill 2. But this shit, every 20 seconds, 600 shield. Okay, 600 shield. If I use Wild and Eliana, the shield will clash with each other, making this buff useless. That is why you don't mix Wilder with Eliana. What about healing? Can I mix the two? Yes, because shield doesn't stack and healing stack. Stacking up healing comes from talents. Like here, 2%. And here 2%. It means 4% buff while attack. You have normal damage. This 4% will be divided on 2, means 2% buff. Why? Healing you receive 50%. That is a direct buff, pure skill of healing. But it is useless for the tube. What the tube will gain? The 20% defense buff. So if you don't use your healing, if you made your silence, this will be lost. But this will be all time gain. Legion defense, not that useful. for healing. But shield, this is a direct buff to shield. Normal attack reduction and shield. Normal attack reduction had zero effect on the skill of shield as a buffer to it. But is it helping indirectly? Yes. Like healing gets help indirectly by defense. Shield gets direct help from healing. Because you are now, again, by the analogy, Garrod Eliana. Garrod Eliana. 500 shield and 1400 healing. The two will stack up together, making it much harder to reduce the Garrod Eliana combat power to much less than that in the next round. So first round, you made Eliana Garrod, your RB cap become 195 and the enemy 195. The best thing the enemy did is 5000 damage. Those 200,000 reduced to 1095. That is the best the enemy did in the first round. The second round would be 10 times harder, because now the enemy is less in damage, less in defense, less in combat in total, followed by 5000, while you are stronger by 4000. And that creates a reduction. And like this, the other types of use works. So shield won't allow you to take damage. Healing will allow you to take damage. Total cap will increase the time over your enemy, which will eventually make you win. That is the difference between the two. What is the best for defending a wall, city, or attacking a boss and don't lose units in Dead, Eliana, Madeline, Hosk, Gauche, Tohar even, because high offensive or defensive is the best thing to use when you are attacking a city or defending one. High offensive will make the enemy bleed too much and they will die too fast, and you will gain a big victory and less the troops in your side. High defense will make you be the least to be attacked, the least to gain damage, and your enemy will gain the highest. So in both terms, it is either offense or defense. What about health? Health is a mediocre factor. Health means less dead in both threats. Your units will be less in hospital, or your units will be less in the dead. Other than that, they don't work. That is the HP factor. While defense all time will work, means less dead, less units at your hospital, less dead, but also it means you will survive much longer, you will gain much more damage eventually, because you defended yourself well at the first two rounds, make you gain the upper hand in the next round, and every round. While the only thing you will want to gain buffs from is healing. So HP is good, but not the very good. Long term war, you are getting the buffs. Other than that, it's bad. Like this, family goals. Now we finished the inventory. We finished the aspects of the use of all types of skills: healing, defense, shield, the magic attack, and the physical attack. So now let's go to the use of magic units in general, like what is the synergy, what is the buffs you can have from the team in magic. You must add it overall because you must understand what is the best trait in each one. Villain. 1200 will be the damage factor you will get at 5. 555 means you will gain the max of each one. Speed reduction. It's good. As long as you are in PvP battle, means in open field. If you are not in open field, this buff and this debuff will be useless. Buffs for your units will work all time. Debuffs for the enemy won't work all time. March speed is one of them. If you are against a rally, it is useless. If you are defending your city, it is also useless. What is the problem of it? The enemy can run away and you won't be able to attack him. That is the problem. So this will be wasted, and the skill damage will remain. What about your buffs? Good for the war. That's it. March speed. Useless because if you are defending, if you are attacking, it won't work. But if you are in open field, it will work all time. Defense working all time, all conditions, garrison, attacking, fighting, rally, all time it will work, which is good. Critical attack, work. Magic defense reductions, work all time. Like the march speed, If the enemy is too far, you won't catch him. All the debuff will go away, will be fade away. 3 seconds, 20% chance. Decent. Now let's go. Let's build. I don't have it here because I also second. Let's go here. It should be useful for all time. It should be useful, but not that critical like defense and attack. Let's attack reduction. Let's skill hero reduction. Best to pick. I picked shield. Why I picked shield? Because this works only every 20 seconds. This doesn't have any shield effect. If I use Ilyana, shield plus shield, the two shields will clash against each other, making it useless. Because shield doesn't stack. Let's say I used artifact like the bomb. The bookkeep. Completely wasted. Because it is 15 seconds and I want to guarantee all the players can gain the effect of this buff, and it will be very critical useful. The heroes is such support team, it's perfect. But for you, it's bad. But this skill will reset all the skill. Shield doesn't stack. So don't make useless pick. Villain works in all ways. Let's say I made a flying unit, flying out. Let's say I can send the army as long as the flying unit is mixed with the ground unit, it can be used. Ilyana, all-rounder. It can be used in all teams, which is excellent. But you have to think carefully about what you are using. Someone said Villain and Ilyana is good at the first. I can agree because it gives you the absolute state of fighting and tanking. But Wild Dog, wasted. As used, it's good because you have rage gaining, which makes you gain more shield. But at the end of the day, if you have a tree that can give you shield, like here. Magic tree gives you shield. You can use it much better because at the end of the day, it is 25% when your illusion has when magic skill casted. That means 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. All of them will give you 25%. Warp it. Hero, hero. So you have 3 times to trigger 25% of shield. Makes you tanky, makes you excellent tank. Because that is equal to 10% in attack reduction at the lowest. At the lowest rate. So make sure you have the right pair. But if I made Asius and Saya and I used the shield, it will be the most wasted talent. 5 talents, you are wasted them. First, Saya gives you 1000 shield buff, which is excellent. 200 won't be used because at the end of the day it tells you when casting magic skill. Means it won't trigger in a random time. It is every time you have a hero using a skill. Doesn't matter the skill what it is, healing, shield, offense like attack damage, all the time it will be used. So 200 shield against Saya shield 1000. Congratulations, you just wasted that talent. Doesn't matter. What is the better if you are having the 2? Attack, defense break, magic defense break, because that means more offense. And if you are using Saya and Ratios, it means you are relying on Celestials. Now let's check Celestials. Flying, and they give you 5 attack, magic attack, as the Legion has not moved for 4 seconds, which makes you excellent at the combat as assault type. What about Bertrand or Bernard or Berand, whatever the shit his name is? Because sometimes he gives me way different. Anyway, and even in Arabic his name is much more weirder. I'm not going to mention it. His name in Arabic is ridiculous. Anyway. $1,300. His offense type, because he relies on the skill. Winged type, much more offense, because he tells you he wants high attack. A flying legion can only contain flying units, flying heroes, flying puppets, which is something we will talk about, why puppets are a must to look at. To have a flying full legion, you must have the 3. Here, it's all PvP, because it's all stat buffs that doesn't rely on peacekeeping situation, like Darklings and Faults and such. It's general. I have 10% attack and 4% defense situation. Means more attack to your side. Strong debuffs and debuffs. Against Behemoths, any debuff would be wasted, because all Behemoths had the shield effect. Let's go here, for example. Share HB. Immune to magic, debuffs, all that. So in general, same here, if you talk an example of here. This way. Now let's go here. So people can understand. Primal strength, immune to all debuffs. Hello, D-Man. Happy to see you. So in general, if you are playing a game and you don't understand the are playing a game and you don't understand how to play it, it is because you don't understand how the combat works, how to create a good hero, how to create a good build. So in general, all heroes work the same way. Physical damage, defense reduction. Behemoths want to be effective, but skill damage effective. Engineering doesn't matter. 20%, 10%. Counter attack. Any counter attack except in melee in Behemoths had zero effect. Had zero effect. Rally, it will be work. Aside from that, any type of attack in melee will trigger it. Behemoths have zero counter attack damage. That is why you have to understand critical rate is good, but if you make a build for range reduction, defense penetration for an enemy like Behemoths who have spells, it is zero effect. So make sure you understand why it is bad and why it is good. Counter attack, zero effect on Behemoths. Understand that well. Defense penetration, health reduction, all these had zero effect on peacekeeping units. Only skill damage and cost of your out legion. What about this, for example? Not taking normal attack damage. Counter attack damage, like I said, when you are in melee. What about normal attack damage? Normal attack damage when you are being targeted. What does that mean? I am marching, flying in the air normally, because this is a flying unit, and suddenly someone attacked me. 5 defense and 5 attack buff will be non-existable anymore. Until I escape from him, I want to take it. But let's say the situation is reversed. I am attacking him, he was walking normally, passing by, and I attacked him. This buff will still work on me. Why? Because for 3 seconds I didn't take any damage. So I have 15% attack, 15% defense. 50% defense work on counter attack, because if he is flying unit using archery, if he is flying unit using celestials, archery like Wyvern, I will receive counter attack, but I want to receive the attack, the normal attack, unless he started to be alert and attacked me. So this has the dual ability. Excellent for assault, bad for continuing the battle, bad for open field. Because open field, anyone who will attack you means you will be targeted, this skill will be gone. 30% stat buff will be gone. So it's excellent for sneak attacks, but not for open field as a force skill. What about the rest? Works fine, all time. Means if he is garrison, he will work too. Defense enemy penetration will be excellent. What about Husk? Excellent for garrison, like I say. So for magic also, it will work, because he is a buffalo. Tuhab, Gauch, Hawk, Tuhab, work. Why? Magic, skills, garrison, works fine. Now we end it infantry, and magic. Magic, Warfare, Isolate. You have other skills to be used. What is the excellent tree is up to you. But let's go again with them. Let's make it understandable why they are useful. Infantry build. Tank, you have a skill. If you are using assault, let's say for example. I am making here the defense. 2% for skill hero damage, 10% to gain 20 extra range. Infantry. All time. At any hero tree, use the specialized tree because it gives you the excellent buffs. Here, 5%. I will give you the explain here. As simple as that. 5%, 25%. What about here? 2%. Whenever you are using the special tree, you are getting more stats than you can get from the other tree. So unit tree always win. Always. It is the best trade. For example, I have healing. Excellent for gold. I have less damage taken. 8%. 4%. 8% counter attack. 4% less counter attack. And also counter attack. So this must be gone. Why I choose this? HB. But if I use this, I will get much more effective results. So yes, choose the best thing you can get. More damage, 8%. More attack damage is excellent. Means 4%. What about here? If you have less percent, 6. So all these are excellent. Don't think I am using something right or something wrong. No, it is about the build I have built. I'm here trying to make the most tanky possible, so I went to tank. But if I went to here, I will get very excellent threat. Shield, defending, all these are excellent threat. So don't get it wrong. Like I said, I showed myself now. Just simply this video part. Now let's go to marksman. Are they good? Are they bad? Which one is useful? Which one is excellent? We'll start now. Rarity. Nico. 1400. Defense reduction. Excellent for combat, excellent for combat. Useful, and your regular archer. Season 1, he is excellent to use. Is he good build? Mainly build is excellent because counter attack damage is excellent. 20% normal attack is also excellent. Normal attack and counter attack buffs for your skill. So it is all excellent. 200 damage, 80% to deal additional damage. That means all time you will have a very strong damage. So it is 1400 a round, 1600 the other round, the third round, the fifth round. And if you have the buffs, you will get much better trade. Preferga. Welcome. Okay, let's go to the point. 300 to 600. duration 7 seconds. 60% critical rate. Excellent. If I have a build that use critical rate, it would be very excellent. Critical damage. All these will buff this already to be much more stronger. And 7 seconds. First round it will be good. Second round this buff will exist all time. To have this in the max all time, it will be all time used. So make sure you have it excellent. Fig epic hero. 600 and 300 additional damage. 2 used 3 means 3 lasers will be targeted, which is excellent. And deals additional damage and 0 reduction means all the players will receive this. Means a total damage of 1000 and 800 from fighting 3. Wait a second, it is not. This is 1200. Why? 600 for the primary, 300 for the second award, and 300 for the third award. With 3 units, the first will get the heaviest damage, 600. The next to him, the 2 next to him will get 300. Skill damage 10%, 660, 330. Rush speed 12%. Tail attack 5% to this and 5% to this. Then defense less at the damage to you. Engineer. That would become 200, 300. Is the damage every second for 3 seconds. That means this is going to be 600 alone. This is the heaviest combat hero in Epic at all time. Craig is very excellent. Also, so if you are in archery and you want to have excellent trade, Craig is your way. Better than Gawain. Gawain is peacekeeping. Very excellent, but one target lock. So basically, you are a sniper, you are handing the enemy and take him down, one enemy. But this open field, the most excellent build. Bonus DPS. Let's go here. 50% to reflect poison. 100 damage back. Means around 100, around the knot, which is very good, but like I said, it's a sniper. You are sniping your enemy out. Not like in Magic. In Magic you have tanking, you have combat field, open field and march. But this is very heavy assault. This is very heavy assault. Peacekeeping. March speed 10%. Now let's go to Kinawa. Kinawa, all time, the most excellent peacekeeping. PvE. Valley. Why? Damage target reduction. Normal attack. Your skill attack reduction 10%. In Valley, this is very effective at bed. Attack bonus. Counter attack 30% alone. March 20% reduction. Kinawa is something you don't want to miss if you are archer type builder. So, Kinawa, if you are invested in archery, at the first wheel you get a chance to get Kinawa, get it. 4 seconds sword, get it. Side down. The most confusing one in all time. Completely useless, and I will show you why. And completely ridiculously strong and useful too. This is why he is confusing. You gain attack 20% and launch an additional normal attack every second. What does that mean? Let's say the kill trap, you're making 600 damage normally. By stats, normally, without anything, without the hero, without anything. By the hero. You gain 20% attack. 20% attack, now you are dealing for 600, you get 20% extra, 720 damage. Now double it. Now double it. Now it becomes 1440. That is your damage for 3 seconds. In every round. Normal attack in every round. What is the round? 0.7 seconds. Which makes it very excellent. Attacking. Now let's go here. In your besiege is stronghold, you get attack bonus and defense penetration. At normal conditions, garrison, whatever, peacekeeping, you will gain 10% critical rate and HP buff. Excellent HP. 20% attack bonus. 20% attack means, no sorry, I miscalculated it. Means 10 skill damage, but here it is 20%. I made the trade in that, but in 10% the buff to the enemy, no, to you against the enemy, is 10% heal against her. That is the damage you will get. 10% heal, that is the damage I will get. What about Trafalgar? Trafalgar. Normal attack rate. Along Thunder. Attack rate. Because you have here 60% and you have here double duration. Attack. If it is a double attack, it means 2 ways. A bit fire. First attack. It means every 0.75 seconds, 0.75 seconds, you will deal damage. Or every 0.7 second, you will deal double damage. In both ways, 60% rate in this will be insanely strong. That is why the synergy between the two is good. Why he is the weakest? This won't work, but this is the start of things becoming good for you. Also this attack duration. When battle begins, you gain 1 second. You get 3 seconds. Okay, let's see, I get 3 seconds at the start. This is excellent. Means 2 seconds, almost 2 seconds. Attack cycling range to get the 5 seconds to get the 1000 range point at the end of the day. You have enjoyed the first skill as the first 3 seconds of the battle, which is excellent. But here, after battle begins, and again 10%, 20% attack until lasting until battle ends. This is the only buff you will get at the start, at the end of the day, no more. But you have 20% attack, and here 20% attack, that is very very good on the skill damage, because here the skill damage is relying on the unit itself. That is when it becomes good, because unlike skill damage, 50% of the normal attack stat, final stat, is the combat skill damage buff. So it is 1400, and the skill damage is normal attack damage is 700. 350 becomes the additional result to the 1400, making it the total skill damage 1750. That's the minus. That is the lowest rate. What about the extra rate? Counter attack, increase it. What about other things that can increase it possibly? Attack penetration, defense penetration, all this stuff which make the enemy give you less damage or less defense in the fight, so you can make much more deadly combat. While here, Sindon is excellent because at all time you are using him in Archer will give you excellent bescheming damage. They give you excellent bescheming damage. Because mostly you rely on the Archer because they are the highest attack. But low speed and the lowest archery, no buffs for motion is deadly. No buffs for motion. Here, no defense. No defense. No defense. No defense. And here comes the best part. This 4000 plus Further comes 4000 from 400 to 4000. Why? Critical rate, normal attack, defense buff, max win. That is why it is the best. This makes you the highest. Why it is bad? Because the first combat will be only useful if you are using with Frank. What if I am using Gecko Okinawa? Waste. Not even a second thought about it. Wasted. What about Fufago? Fufago can work with Neko, with Kinawa, with Sandor. Makes it excellent hero. Neko can work with the 3, but bad for this. Kinawa can work with this with the 4, because why? High attack, high damage, high counter attack, and speed reduction. Excellent for someone who gives very strong melee attack. Because why? Double attack in the normal round. Double attack in the normal round is very deadly. When you are dealing with Archer, it means, like I say, 720 damage. If it was 20 seconds, it's deadly. $600 is a normal attack, 20%. 700 double attack, 1440. That is the maximum combat you will get from this every normal attack. What about Aureli? Added extra 0. That is your normal rally combat effectiveness. So Kinawa and Sidon can be excellent combo if you don't have Fufago. What if I have Fufago? Forget everything. Sidon, Fufago, the top DPS hero. Combat. Neko, excellent. If you all wanted me to build it season 1, Kinawa, excellent season 1. Fufago, excellent for both. Now it's good value at season 1. Seiya, useless. Seiya, Craig, useful. Winged, very combat. Fufago, Seiya, it's very good for front to play. What about Sendui? Not that useful. So Fufago, you are using Flying Unit. Seiya, gives you shield. Good combat. Trafalgar, will it be useful for winged or ground? Winged unit, Wyvern gives you less damage, while ground unit gives you the highest assault. So of course, if you want to use it to the maximum, you will use it on ground unit. And like that, the archery done. What about Iliana? Iliana is excellent to games, but if you are using archery, you are looking for assault. In general, you are looking for assault. Iliana, excellent for garrison. Now let's go to Gavin. Peacekeeping. Best combo. High tank. Gives you hard tanking, healing, and wage accumulation reduction. Faction. All capital. Leave. 20% HP boss. Boss. 30%. 50% extra 20 combo. Also at 400. 30% reduction, extra 20 combo. MS, also at 500. Measure combination, excellent for rally combo. Physical, motion speed, skill, damage. 100 years. Making you steroids when they are fighting. So cavalry, Emirs, Fronten, Theodore, Osk, Eliana, Alistair. All these are excellent. What about Saya? Unless you are going for Winged, she wants to be used. She wants to be useful. Because from the start, they tell you all the time they are assault. Their strongest factor in damage is assault. Cavalry itself is very, very fragile. Much more than archery in reality. But it's good. Why? It cannot be crushed as long as you are not intact with infantry. Like for example, you have artifacts. Like Blinken from Storm, Warformer. These two will give you the excellent combat. You will escape the front line and you will give heavy assault to the enemy line from the back. That is what makes them excellent. I hope everyone enjoys this. This was full guide on heroes. Now let's go to the final part. Like I said, each one had their own tree. What is the best tree? Of course it's Vaxwell. You have 5%, means 2.5 HP. You have other skills that can be useful. 3 seconds, 3%. I could have gone for much better, but I am not building anyway good archery. My entire orientation from archery was to use it as a custom unit. So I make it less enemy, unknown enemy, giving less damage. No, it gives me the same damage, but I don't want from this much effectiveness. Can be better, it can be better. How? Now let's go to the main topics. Castle Gauge skill. There is a 50% chance to deal your next rage skill will deal more 8%. 50% chance. So every time I am dealing, which is 3 times, I have deal 8% more damage. Your next rage skill. So if I am using Neko and I'm using Kinawa, that 8% will be used on Kinawa. Or I can be unlucky and use it on my Warpit. Or Warpit use and trigger the 50%. and can now be used. Or quick. Or anyway. What about when your legion consists of tile of maximum? They get 5 stacks of attack. Well, every 10 seconds in the battle, the stack increases by 1. Each normal attack they launch removes 1 stack. Useful for Neko, but completely useless. Completely useless. We are dealing with Syndrome. Syndrome, his entire build rely on the ability of giving normal attack damage on the Legion itself. 0 skill comp. High damage rate when it comes to Legion itself. So any critical skill damage is useless. Any skill damage effect when you are triggering a major skill to him, it is useless. Is it useful? Yes, it is useful too. How? The entire point from it is that, from this, is the fact if you have Captain Sidon in your leader, in the army, this skill will be triggered and it won't harm him. No will buff him, but it will buff the next. So it is a safe triggering if you have 50% chance Sidon or your puppet that the third, which is your Doubty, will get a skill. So you have more skill damage in him. So this will be perfect combo. While this to be used, because you are relying all the time every 5 seconds. It means every 0.7 second, which is the normal attack round, this buff will be decreased. 5%, it will be 4% of the first round. Second round in the normal attack, 3%, 2%, 1%, 0, all time. This is not great skill. But let's say you are watching in the rally. 5% all time until the rally stop and to fight back. High counter damage, but this counter damage won't be affected by the attack damage. So this 5 skill will work all time, but it won't be useful at the start of every fight. But it is critical good if you are using this 10% at the start, because if you have the effect of Sidon, which is the start of him, it means every 3 seconds. These 3 seconds will be the best use of this. So until you have 5-1-1-1, or you have 5-5-5, this skill won't be used to its maximum and would give you the highest damage possible. So this is your best pick when you are picking Sidon. And this is your best pick also for Sidon if you are having heavy assault type like now. Heavy assault type like Deku. Because Deku also gives you high damage. And more damage while he is giving the buff of 30% HP. You are just in doing good at that point. So from this tree, always try to find the best possible. I'm not telling you this is going to be good or perfect. But I'm telling you why you can get better trades. So for archery, you are relying heavily on assault. So make sure you are picking all the tiles that can give you high damage and high HP. Defense is not that great. Yes, defense is the best trade in all types. But defense also won't be effective if your basic unit is too much pressure. schau mir den. So, das ist completely personal. And both magic and the physical. But this is still less like 10 points. Not carefully. There's a reason why it is this. I have magic type, so I prefer to pick my heroes well. And I pick them stuff. Like, take a look here. That's an excellent build, but it is good build. So an archery, magic, and the infantry, and overall, you now know why you can pick them and why you don't use them. Just to come, I just told you which skill of them you can use them accordingly. And like I started in infantry, I started with marksman, I started with magic. I started with all of them in epic and legendary. What about it? It is the most uncommanded unit to use aside from its secondary option, which is gathering engineer. Best engineer all time using. I have the buffer. Aside from them, from them, epic. The bed epic. Here is the second of the bed. I want to start epic heroes. So I work in them. I started the season. I got to know first season how to make them. If you have magic type, Asus, Wild Dog. Number 1. Number 2, Eliana. Number 3, Makar, unless you have the legendary. So if you have Gold, if you have Deka, don't awaken Makar. Makar won't be that useful to you, in general. But if I am using magic, I have here Eliana, I have here Gaudan Wilder, I have Pan Gazai. Just keep it that way. Alwyn. Alwyn is your third pick. First pick always Wilder Assets. Like Wilder. You have not as a risk of magic. Out of Wilder. There is a set of special. Leash of Order. If you are not using Leash of Order, not recommended to have the flying units. The flying heroes will rely on flying units, so Arceus would be your best bet. Although it's good, but because the skills itself rely on having magic, having much speed. Don't be right. Eliana, second in all types. In all the 5 types, it is the second choice to pick when you are having a till you find your best hero, because legendary is hard. You will understand that legendary is hard. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 5, legendary always is hard to get. And if you get it, you are stuck in with one type. All my heroes, except Befraga and Bertan and Skogul, are all Season 1. That's why they don't have any buff. Why I chose Skogul? Because I want better trade kill than Garu, so I can have better damage capabilities. Because it buffs my HP. and gives me secondary buff. And PvP means all time it work. All conditions it work, and it gives me healing. With all this PvP, with all this HP buffs, it works excellent. Then Layla is spending the time, and if you are spending on Layla, you must understand. Peacekeeping means what we have PvP, and if you have Layla, max it. If you are going to buy on something, invest it to the price. There's no such thing as I will get it. Let me tell you about something about investment in heroes in general. Call of Dragons is the least risk investment. Why? You have 6 seasons, and I am careful with my words. 6 seasons to get extra hero. Yup, like I said it. First season, you have all the heroes, the basic heroes. Second season, season 1 plus, you got the new Archer, Guardian, Psycho. Third season, which is season 2, you got Cavalry. Season 2 plus, you get this Veteran. Season 5, which is season 2 plus plus, you get it magic. And when you get it magic, what did you get? Ground unit in rally. No, in garrison. Flying unit. Now let me tell you, did you regret investing in sale? That's how it's not. Why you want to get invested in sale? Because you got 5 seasons. Heroes, you can still use sale. And sale will be used till 6 seasons guarantee. I know what I'm saying. Because flying unit will be used all time. So say is about all time. So if you get Seiya, it means you are using a lot of heroes. You are using Sendor, Thought Matter, for flying gun, Fondle, flying, Prefaga, flying, Revenant, flying. These are the only 3 types, and they are specialized on the specific race. That means it is impossible for Whale to utilize all of them right unless he is maxing them out without using the buffs generally. That is why you have 6 seasons worth of a safe investment in every type. Today it is magic. If I invested in magic all time, I have 6 seasons guaranteed that my investments pay back. Why? Venom. Still useful all time. To specific, his season came. The magic heroes came. But because I have a customer flying on it, I don't care anymore. Venom and Revenant. Left round. Still used. In the same legion, it can be. In 2 legions, it can be. I am still using Wild Dog in Magic Unit Army. Magic Army. I can replace Asios with Seiya, and it still works. So Seiya that was used as a secondary is now primary, or it can be still secondary, and still used in the flight march. What about using it with more? It is used because it's the only way to get a good flying unit, because there is no flying epic hero. There is none. So your only bet on flying cavalry is Frondol. Say, story closed. Story closed. Focus on. Fragor, and Showtime, Wyvern. The only use aside from Saya is Craig. What was Craig? Marksman? This is Craig. Aside from Craig, none. None. So in general, the boss, this want to be used, this is used, Saya is used. You need to even mention anything after that. Infantry, you have 0 flying unit. That is why it is the hardest. Infantry is actually the hardest investment in all time. Why? You have Garwood. If you are invested in him, you have the excellent PvE. If you are not tanking, you are just wasting yourself. Mecha, best assault, excellent. Still used in this season, by the way. Because if I have him at Skogul, fun to play, excellent trade. I have Makab, excellent trade too. Why? Check carefully. Counter attack, bleeding, extra damage. If I have low spender and I have Gauch, because start of season I invested well by gems and such and gain extra favor. Counter attack, skill damage. All these buffs will be excellent to the fact it become 1000 damage. Yep, as you read it, 1000 damage. Awakened, Makar and Gauch gives you 1000 skill damage. Spoken, physical PvP. After I done with Venom, I can easily invest in Bernard, Bertrand, and I can safely invest in Spoken, and it will be better. That is why, as a fun to play, as a low spender, as a whale, I tell you, investing in heroes pays back 6 seasons guaranteed. Your money worth it. And if you are fun to play, investing on any of them, as long as you are focusing on him only, you will win. You will win the big time. That is why Infantry is the hardest. No kidding. Infantry is the hardest. Where the rest are easier. Marksman even easier. Let's go to Marksman. Archer. You have Nico. Ground unit. Excellent. Alloy. Eliana. Excellent steel. What if I have Nico and Fragor? Excellent. I don't have the flying unit and steel base back. Fair. I will be tanky, but it is useless because I want to do heavy assault. So these two makes perfect combo. If I get here by wheel, I still get good. Eliana. It's still good, but tanky, and I don't want to tank with Archer. No one tank with Archer. Heavy assault, heavy assault. Kenava, heavy assault. Awesome, heavy assault. Shadow, heavy assault. Boss, used in all. Safest investment in value. Why? Because no matter what, you can't convince me you want to use him anyway. High HP, high attack, damage dealt, bonus. All these, excellent. Defense reduction, we are using criminal value, which is what you are using in general. All time, defense bonus, if he is the leader. Normal attack, if he is not. Unless you have third down, also will be bad deal. But aside from that, if I am using a magic rally, pause plus any hero will be excellent buff. It will give you good value. No kidding me, it's if no one believes. Pause. Eliana. High garrison defense. Pause prospection. Excellent PvE fast. Host plus MS. Excellent. Fight. Assault. High health, no hospital. High attack, no damage. High rage, all time damage, buff. Problem. Plus hospital. Let's get what he see. Direct counters. Normal attack shortage automatically miss for 1 second. That is equal to say you give him a shield. You are given the shield without saying you are given the shield. But for one time, that means if you are launching the man and the two people are attacking you, one of them is a main enemy man or city or garrison, and the other one was attacking you, so the one will give you damage. But this one will never ever give you damage. For 3 seconds. Shield for 3 seconds, I don't care about what type of shield it will be. It's excellent. Normal attack, which is what the entire garrison rely on. Normal attack and counter attack represent the 50-50 of their damage. 50% all time reduction. That is insane. For 3 seconds. So if you have Fondle plus enemies to keep the rage cycle small, short, like for every 4 seconds, it will have which skill use. The cycle will be reduced to 4 seconds all time. This will be insane. And that is extra acceleration, by the way. Defense penetration. Look here. Increasement, and that it will be all time. Why this is useful? Why do I have HP? Because I don't want my enemy to be killing me all time and I send my troops towards me. This is perfect as a shield because it reduces the damage to very minimum effect. 50% reduction. 50% reduction total damage. Better than defense. Better than anything. Attack penetration. I am dealing heavy damage all time. This at host will be excellent. This plus enemies will be the excellent. Unlike that, cavalry ended. So from this you can understand why each one is used. And the types of tactics you can rely on at my use. And I covered the important ones in this gathering. I don't care about it. Why? Behemoths. It's very bad. Plus immune to all buffs. Peacekeeping. Rally. Also bad. Open field, it can be good. Especially when you are fighting against a man. Rally getting a debuff from of 20%. You give much more attack to it. It's badass. It's more than excellent. Especially when you are talking about siege, because if the enemy is sieging you and you are defending by using this, Indus will give more damage to the rally by its debuff, and that will be beyond good. 3 seconds, more excellent. And if you are talking about skill damages, this will be huge boost. Especially when you are talking about it from your side. As like that, I finish my explanation about use. I hope many people used it well, understood it. Hope future people also understand. And this is from season 1 to season 2++. Thank you for watching.